When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Hey, it's John from GenXGrownUp, and we want your help to make this show even better. Go to GenXGrownUp.com/pod survey for a quick listener questionnaire. It only takes a few minutes and can make a huge impact on the show by telling us a bit about yourself, your listening habits, and your preferences. To show our appreciation for your time, we're giving away 2 $50 gift cards to lucky participants every single month during this campaign. So fire up that browser and head over to GenXGrownUp.com/pod survey right now to make your voice heard and for a chance to win.
Hi, I'm Josh. I support GenXGrownUp on Patreon because their unique flavor of upbeat nostalgia and overall zest for fun are such important antidotes to much of the noise on social media. You can support them too. Invest in zest by heading over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp and adding your support.
GenXGrownUp is a YouTube channel, website, and audio podcast you're listening to right now. All made for and by people who love exploring media, games, tech, and toys of yesterday and today through the eyes of Gen Xers who refuse to grow up. Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up. Welcome back, GenXGrownUp podcast listeners, to this episode 211. That's 211 of the GenXGrownUp podcast. I'm John. Joining me, as always, of course, my friend George. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good. You know, it would not be a show without Mo. Hey, Mo.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
You know, in this episode, we're going to watch a new dark crime comedy with a sci-fi time travel twist. Got my attention. Feature a suite of self-hosted solutions for your digital comic book collection and reflect on that chaotic 4-player outer space shooter we live streamed on YouTube just a couple of weeks ago. We're going to cover those topics and many more in this episode. But first, it's time for some fourth listener email here at the top of the show. Now, we publish the show on regular podcast feeds all the time, but also we cross-post on YouTube, and sometimes we get comments from there. And so this fourth listener came to us from the YouTube publish of the Roadside Attractions podcast from, I don't know how long ago that was. Maybe it was a rewind or something. That's been years, maybe, since.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
It's been a while.
Yeah. So this is from user Flack the Wave. And he says, we struck a nerve for Flack. He says, oh man, I remember Ruby Falls, Rock City, South of the Border, Stuckey's, and even Spook Hill. I also grew up in the Southeast, so all of these were common on road trips. Yep. I know Stuckey's was yours, George. I know Spook Hill was down in my neck of the woods. Let's see. He goes on to say, man, I miss Stuckey's, though. I guess Buc-ee's is the Stuckey's of this generation. No.
Yeah,
sure.
Probably.
No.
I don't know.
I mean,
Buc-ee's is such an abomination. It's far too much. It's too much.
Well, yeah, but it's the roadside thing that people try and stop at. That's a convenience store-like thing. I mean, we don't have Stuckey's, really. I think there's 2 left or something like that.
Buc-ee's is like a gas station that wants to be Disney. It's just too much. It's too much. They do make good sandwiches, though. I'll give them that. So I had a sandwich there. Anyway, so he goes on to say, a few others I remember seeing and going to are all the putt-putt courses in Myrtle Beach, the Chattanooga Railway Museum. They had a great Orange Julius there. There's no such thing as a bad Orange Julius, probably, but I get you. And Wonderworks in Orlando, which I know. Do you guys know about Wonderworks in Orlando?
No.
Upside Down Building.
Yes, the Upside Down Building
around the country. Yeah,
exactly. Yep. There's one up in like Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
There's one in
as
LA
well.
too.
There's one in LA. Okay, yeah, the one in Orlando for sure is the Upside Down Building. I don't know if they all do that, but
I think they all have the same motif. Yeah.
Do you not know the Upside Down Building at WonderWorks, Mo?
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
It's pretty cool. You got to look it up online sometimes.
All right.
That's somewhere. But Flack the Wave remembers it, so he's on the board with this.
It's like Ripley's.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's like Ripley's.
Okay.
Yeah, except the building, like they built it to be upside down, like it's sitting on the roof structurally.
Gotcha.
It's really cool looking.
Right.
So, of course, inside it's right side up because otherwise it wouldn't work. Flack the Wave, we appreciate you listening / watching over on YouTube. We're glad you enjoyed that episode, and it brought back some fond memories for you of roadside attractions and road trips. Listen, if you would like your email featured here on the show, it is drop dead easy. All you have to do is hit us up at podcast@GenXGrownUp.com. We read every single email that comes through, and most of them, like Flax, which incidentally was on YouTube, eventually make the show. Okay, with that good business in the rearview mirror, it's time to jump into the body of episode 211 after this very quick break.
Looking to see what's happening around your home? Ring's battery doorbell helps you track packages and see who's at your door in real time. The Outdoor Cam Plus protects your yard at night with a wide field of view and clearer Retinal 2K video. Or upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells with Retinal Vision for ultra-clear zoom and detail. Your door, your yard, your home. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more at ring.com now.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
You're listening to Gen X Grown Up. But if you have a friend who's not yet listening, why not? Tell them about us. They'll thank you later.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. My hair used to have a mind of its own. Then a few weeks ago, I stopped complaining. I started using Pantene. Pantene is really special. It's got all sorts of good stuff in it that actually gets inside your hair to make it look healthier, stronger.
Pantene shampoos and conditioners are serious care. Our Pro Vitamin B5 complex penetrates your hair to give it inner strength.
From the first day, I saw a difference. And every day, my hair looked fuller and shinier. The ends didn't split or look frizzy. No, it didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. You'll see.
Pantene shampoos and conditioners. Serious care for beautiful hair.
All right, my man, let's get the ball rolling talking about media here at the top of the show, as we always do. Now, of course, this could be comics or television or movies or film or books or whatever you have been enjoying in the world of media. And I'm going to start with you, Mo. What have you been watching?
Yeah, I've been watching a show called Widow's Bay. Have you guys heard of it? Watched it? Anything about that?
No.
It's on episode 8. There's 2 more episodes left. And it's one of those shows that as soon as it drops, I'm watching it. It's a weird mix of like comedy, horror, mystery kind of deal going on. So it's basically a small New England town that's on an island. And all the locals think the island's cursed. And there's a mayor who's kind of like a progressive guy. And he's starting to think that maybe they're right. Maybe the island is cursed. And the way it starts is that basically a New York Times vacation reviewer comes to the island and loves it. So he writes an article. So now they have all these tourists coming. The mayor is starting to realize that this is not the safest place in the world to be. But he likes the tourists coming to the island anyway.
It's good for the bottom line.
And it's a weird mix because there's like the haunted inn, of course, right? And he's like, oh, it's not haunted. And the whole townspeople are like, well, go stay there. If you think it's not haunted, go stay there for a night.
About this.
Yeah. So he does. Bizarre things happen, of course. And so now he's starting to think, but of course he plays it off like, oh, it was fine. No problems, But he starts to slowly realize that, okay, all this weird superstitious stuff that everyone keeps talking about, like the old fisherman talking about, the lady of the sea hag and all that stuff. He's like, maybe it's all true. So it's a really funny, interesting show.
Yeah. The question I was going to ask you, which you might have almost just answered in the last 2 words you said it's a really funny, interesting show. I hadn't quite yet divined whether it's intending to be a comedy or whether it's just comedic situations. Because when you mentioned the mayor, I was thinking of the Amityville mayor, who's like nefarious and putting people's safety behind money. It just, he's financially motivated, but it's a comedy. It's not quite so dark.
Right. And he's financially motivated because he wants the town to grow.
Sure.
He's trying to help. Like genuinely
he's the
help.
mayor. Mm-hmm.
And his quirky characters, of course, that are all kind of funny in their own right. It's really a great show. And then when the scary scenes happen, they're like, some of them are like very stressful. Like you're like, what the hell is going on here? And every episode is a very different part, but it's just funny how he just sort of comes around, and him and the old fisherman that everyone thought was crazy become friends because he's like, you're not crazy. You actually know what's happening on this island and have information that can help. But it's a very weird place. Like if you're born on the island, you can't leave.
Like there's a curse that keeps you from leaving, or
no, if you leave, you die.
Oh, you can. It's just not advised because you die.
So, but things like his son was born on the island. And even though he doesn't believe it, he's never let his son leave.
Sure.
It's like one of those kind of things. And his son's a teenager, so you can imagine what that's like. Yeah. So, like I said, it's a great show. If you get a chance to watch it.
You said it's one of those kind of things. So it's like, I'm like, that doesn't sound like anything I know or recognize.
Typically, you can't leave the island or you die. That old trope.
Yeah. And try telling that to a teenage boy. Like they're gonna really believe you. But anyway, it's a great watch. They said they're up to episode 8, so now's probably a good time if you want to get into it. You can kind of catch up. And again, wondering what the last 2 episodes have in store, so it'd be great. But
what's it on? What network?
I'm not sure. I just sort of watch it online, so to speak.
George, you know all about the public domain.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm watching right now. So how about you, John? What's on your plate?
Yeah, I probably am going on about 4 or 5 episodes in a row that I went and saw a horror movie. And eventually it'll be horror movie season. Well, we'll just keep the streak running. So I went and saw a new film called Backrooms. It's in the horror genre. I won't say they overmarket it as super spooky horror. It's really more of a thriller mystery. And so do you guys know anything about the Backrooms? It's like this online creepypasta thing. Mo knows a little. George?
No, I just know the porn thing, but not.
The what? No, wait, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Moving on with the Backrooms. No, it's, I you misunderstood me. I said back rooms. That's what you did. Yeah. How do I go on from there? The Backrooms is a movie that is based on these online mythologies that they call creepypastas that people like the Slender Man was one of these kind of things, I think. These online created mysteries that everyone they know really that it's not true, but they all enjoy building on the mythology, pretending it's true and adding more to the story and that sort of thing.
Oh, like Bigfoot.
No, Bigfoot's real. That's the difference.
He's poking the bear.
I know, right? No poking the Bigfoot. The idea of Backrooms, the idea of Backrooms is that there is this labyrinthine sort of area of old empty warehouse looking places. And it's almost like these rooms are remembering rooms, but somehow misremembering them. And so sometimes furniture is half stuck in the floor, or rooms are askew, or just something weird about the rooms. And they seem to go on forever. You can try to map them, but there's not really a good way. So the guy who created this, or the guy that popularized it, not created online, was a YouTube creator and aspiring filmmaker. And so another one of these aspiring filmmaker YouTubers got to build this thing outside of the studio system, although he got backing from A24, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
And so this is a film that it starts off really unassuming. It's this guy who runs a furniture store and he's been divorced and he's not happy with his life. He's actually sleeping in the basement of the furniture store because there's no point going home by himself. And then one night he finds one of these noise on the other side of the wall or something. And he touches the wall and passes right through the wall. And he's in these mysterious, cavernous places. Now, initially he's able to get out, but he has a psychologist who he explains to. And of course, she thinks he's crazy, but doesn't tell him that she thinks he's crazy. And she ends up embroiled in it because he goes missing and she shows up and ends up ending up in the back rooms with him. Now, I enjoyed everything about this movie until the ending. It's one of those movies that just doesn't tell you what happened at the end. And that's okay in some places. The weird thing about Backrooms for me is they almost get a free pass because the whole premise of the Backrooms is we don't understand it. So it's almost like there's not an answer to tell you. It's just, here's what it's like. And maybe you'll get another story in the Backrooms later. And it even was ramping up toward the end, like, whoa, who are these people studying it? And there's more stuff going on. But it is intriguing. Like, it will make you think. And probably the best thing I can say about it is after I was done, at first I was mad, but then a few days later, I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder what that meant. I wonder what that meant. And that's a plus for a movie like that for me.
Yeah, I saw it with you, John. And the funniest part was we were watching this thing. It's getting to the end of the movie. Slowly, it's about to fade to black. And John's going, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It fades to black and you have no idea what's going on. And I didn't know anything about the whole YouTube thing before seeing this movie. I looked because I was so confused. I looked it up. I'm like, what the hell is this thing about? Yeah. And I did find some videos on YouTube that were the basis of all these things. I watched those and those were very interesting. Like those I thought were really kind of cool to watch. Yeah.
I haven't gone back.
Because they were short and its whole thing was we don't know what this is.
Right.
Like that's the whole thing about it is like, and it's about people falling to this thing and they don't know what it is. And there was like 6 or 7 videos they've made about it. And they're pretty well done for YouTube, especially, you know, like you definitely tell us like, you know, amateur cinematographers and stuff, but they do a pretty decent job. I thought those were entertaining. The movie, I had higher expectations for, I guess, because you expect a movie to go deeper, right? You expect a movie, and especially these videos are like 10 minutes.
Right.
Like you watch him, he falls in, 10 minutes, things happen. You're like, oh, okay. I don't really expect you to resolve things in 10 minutes, you know? 2 hours? You should answer something.
Quite long.
Yeah. Something should be answered in there. I don't something, you know, because when it ended, I'm like, huh? You know, it's just stared at the screen like, what did we just see?
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as The Lighthouse.
No.
Which that was terrible. But this one was still, I was like, you know, I just feel like the whole not answering thing in this case, I think was kind of a cop out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not bad. Well produced, well acted, intriguing things happen. I just, I would like a little finality, at least of this storyline, something to wrap it up. So
yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
All right. So, George, let's wind out this media segment. The one you have listed here, I watched the beginning of, and we were talking briefly before the show. You're like, I'm not sure how to even categorize this movie. So tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, I'll start off with the title and cast. So it's Mike, Nick, and Alice. Mike is played by James Marsden. Nick is played by Vince Vaughn. Nick is played again by Vince Vaughn. And then Alice is played by Isa Gonzalez, who is an actress who I hadn't seen before, but she has a very familiar look to her, so you might get her confused with some other actresses around. But it definitely starts off with the time travel motif. You see like a young mad scientist kid who's actually, if I'm not mistaken, I have to go and look, but I think it's the same guy who was like the party coordinator guy from Parks and Rec that had the sister that always give me money, please, you know, to their father.
Yes.
I think he's the one that's in this. I could be mistaken because I watched it and then I tried to forget it. Not to say that I'm not recommending the movie, but
try to forget it.
Anyway, it starts off with him in his like little self-made laboratory. A light shines behind him. A mysterious figure steps out of what looks like some kind of a booth that you immediately assume is like a time travel device or something. And gunfire erupts and flames and everything. And then you get the title and you move into the storyline. I'm trying to think of how to give you more of the story without spoiling it. But essentially, James Marsden and Vince Vaughn and the actress Isa Gonzalez, they're all part of a group that's essentially part of a mob, so to speak.
Okay.
Well,
like
not
organized
so to speak. They're all
crime.
part of a mob.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. And boy, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's one of these time travel movies that bends back on itself very quickly and from not a crazy distant future. That's why you can have Vince Vaughn playing both characters because he's not 40 years from the future. He's like 2 months from the future. Coming back in time.
Just right around the corner. So he's really like two versions of the same self, just a few weeks apart.
Exactly. And as a matter of fact, they make the very quick decision in the storyline that One is future Nick and one is present Nick.
Okay.
And they keep those names so that you can kind of keep them separated a little bit. They also, they give them different outfits, and they do the side-by-side, screen splitting kind of things that you're used to when you see twin movies or things of that nature. Vince Vaughn's future self comes back to prevent his present self from making a terrible mistake that will affect the James Marsden and Isa Gonzalez characters. Okay. And by coincidence, himself. So it's a little bit self-preservation, but more like self-emotional preservation. Like he's trying not to regret a decision that he made in what is our present as viewing it, but his past because he's from the future.
So I mentioned a second ago, I started to watch this. And again, it's just how I am. I didn't stop because I didn't like it. I stopped because something else came up and I got busy. But and don't answer this if it spoils something, but I remember watching the trailer. It looked great, but one of the Nicks was like handcuffed in the trunk of a car or something. I'm like, wait a minute, he's come back to help them. Why is he like a victim? And why is he
So, yes. So the present Nick is thrown and handcuffed and duct taped in the back of the car.
Oh, because he's going to screw stuff up.
And the James Marsden character, Mike, because he's trying to prevent whatever is going to happen.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Which of course it's funny because the thing that he's trying to prevent, the present Nick has actually already set in motion.
Making it even more challenging.
Before the movie starts.
Got it.
You have to prevent the consequences of the dumb thing present Nick did. Or
or past Nick or whatever. Nick.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. It wasn't a dumb thing that he did. It was a malicious thing that he did.
Ooh, okay.
Is a better way to describe it.
So you said that Nick is not that far in the future, right?
No, he's just like a month or two, something like that. Maybe 3 months.
Okay. So all the things that happen are going to happen really soon, basically.
That
all
night.
Stuff, yeah. Oh, that night.
It's all that night. He's trying to prevent everything from happening that night.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And essentially, he just has to get the group, future Nick has to get the group through the next 14 hours or so.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah. I just know so I watched this with my wife and my youngest son. And my youngest son is trying to get more interested in movies and trying to, pull them apart, pick them apart, dissect them.
Analysis,
he's trying to become like a movie critic a little bit. And when we all three got done watching this movie, there were plenty of places when we were laughing when we probably shouldn't have been and whatnot. We got done watching the movie. I remember he just looked at me and said, "What the fuck did we just watch?"
Backrooms.
Maybe it's Backrooms. That's right. Yeah.
And it was an odd movie experience. It was kind of like one of those watching a train wreck that you can't turn away from, but you really don't know if you care about the people inside the train. Yeah, just an odd movie. Yeah. I suggest that if you love time travel kind of storylines, maybe go watch this. If you like to see if Vince Vaughn can play two different characters at the same time in the same scenes, okay, give us a shot. But if you're going into this with expectations that it's going to be as good as a Sam Rockwell film, it's not.
Okay.
So, I don't think you should go in with high expectations.
Yeah. I'll tell you, your inability to figure out how to describe it without spoiling it tells me there's probably enough cool twists and stuff in there that I will enjoy it. So I'm going to go back and give it another try.
There's a lot of twists. Are they cool?
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think.
Back.
It wasn't deep and it wasn't hard to see coming.
Okay.
If that makes
somewhat
any
predictable.
sense.
I get you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go watch it. There's no way now after that description that I can't. So I got to go back after it.
It's got time travel.
Yeah, it does. All right. Thanks, guys. Stick around. We'll be right back with some tech and toys.
This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Even if you're using topical prescription creams for your child's eczema, you still might be hearing this. That relentless itching that makes them want to scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch. When their moderate to severe eczema isn't well controlled, it's time to ask about Dupixent, dupilumab, which isn't a cream, steroid, or immunosuppressant. Dupixent helps kids as young as 6 months stay ahead of their eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent helps your child feel the heal. Ask your child's eczema specialist. Visit Dupixent.com or call 1-844-DUPIXENT.
Be sure to subscribe to or follow Gen X Grown Up wherever you listen. And while you're there, rate and review the show too. It helps more than you know.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
They've got the best for so much that you really flip your leg. From bike to train, video game. It is the biggest toy store there is. She wins. I don't want to grow up. The baby is my kid.
I will be a Toys R Us kid.
More dolls, more toys, oh boy. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
All right, let's jump right into tech and toys because I have something that's I don't know how you guys are going to feel about it, so we'll see. So let's start with you, John. What do you got for us?
So I am the least likely of the three of us to be talking about comic books on this show, but I'm about to talk about comic books on this show. Not that I don't enjoy them, but I am notoriously, of the three of us, the least interested in comic books typically. So we all have Unraid servers where we store all of our media. And it occurred to me that I had this stack, by stack, I mean digital folder full of digital comic books that I have collected over the years. Some of my favorite, some Star Trek ones, some old pulp characters like The Shadow and Doc Savage and stuff like that. Very eclectic collection of comics that I have. But I have no easy way to read them. And so I started thinking, maybe there's some kind of a Docker app or something that Unraid can help me with. And I'm going to skip the story of all the failed starts that I made and jump right to the solution that I have. So the end result that it got me to is I now have an acquisition tool on Unraid that helps me find comic books. More importantly, I have an application that is a comic book server that runs on my Unraid that, like Plex or Jellyfin, serves up comics outside of my house to any device where I want to read comic books, remembers my progress, tells me what's up next, reading lists, categories, and stuff like that.
Okay.
That was the gold standard I was trying to accomplish. So the two apps I found, and these, you do not have to have Unraid for these, I should say. These run on standard computers, or they can run on a Linux box or whatever. It's just that Unraid is nice because they can run Dockers natively. So the first one I found is called Mylar. Now, it used to be part of the ARR family.
Mylar, yeah.
And now they just changed it to, it's not part of that anymore, although it's very similar. It's called Mylar 3. The setup is somewhat different, but like those other applications, its intent is scour folders, pull in metadata, tell you what you have, what you're missing, all the dates and years and covers and all that stuff I can extract from your, like CBR, CBZ files or whatever the comic books come in.
CBZ, yep.
Exactly, right.
EPUB, I'm assuming.
Yes, it can handle, EPUB, all other good point, it can handle non-comic books, I think. The other end of that, though, is a way to read them, because once you have them, that doesn't let you read them. It just tells you what you've got. So I auditioned a couple of applications. The one I ended up with is called Kavita, Kavita. And for all the world, it both looks and behaves like any other media server, but for comic books. So you can pick what you want to read. It shows you like a list of recently added, pick up where you left off, things like that. And the reader itself, you click into and you can configure. I've never really spent much time with comic book readers, but you can configure, do you want it to be as wide as the screen? What happens? Where do you touch on the screen to go to the next page? Or how do you scroll? Or what happens when you get to the bottom? All that. But more importantly, utilizing a Cloudflare account that I was already using for Overseer/Seer to allow people outside of my house to access media. More importantly, I can point to this, and with an account, I can be on my phone or my tablet, anywhere, not just at home, see all of my comic books and read them just like I was sitting at home, plus download them locally to, I think it uses C Display EX or whatever. There's an app on Android and iPhone that has hooks directly into Kavita. And in the end, I now have been starting to read digital comic books that I've been sitting on for years and never looked at. And now I'm going back and starting to read them and enjoy them for what the hell they were meant to be enjoyed.
So I took a look at some images while you were talking about it of this Kavita front end. And you're right. It looks exactly like Plex or any of those others, which is a little odd because most comic book front ends, they make them look like kind of like a bookshelf sort of motif usually.
I've seen those.
Which is fine. I don't care one way or the other. But you talked about, once you click in and being able to configure, whether it's as wide as the screen that you're on, because most comic books are vertical format. And of course, your TV in your room is going to be horizontal format. Right. But your phone is likely going to be vertical format, so on and so forth. So I'm guessing that it'll fit to whatever device you're on, like you're saying. I'm curious. There is a particular feature that's in the Amazon Kindle system that has made comic book reading very fun for a lot of people. It's why a lot of people stick with the whole Amazon stuff when it comes to comic books. And that's going from a panel to panel natively, like following the story. That's a very nice feature that no other readers really bothered to do. Do you know if Kavita does that? And if so, is it something you had to configure, or does it just read one page and go to the next?
Yeah. So the answer is somewhere between the answer you're probably looking for. So the first is that I know what you're talking about. Like you tap and it'll go just to that panel and fit your screen just perfectly and then move to the next one. And if it's a very complex page, at the end, it'll pull back and show you the whole picture and then move on. Right. It's really cool. That has a particular type of metadata that I don't know if Kavita or C Display X, the phone app, whether or not it knows how to read those, but everything I'm downloading right now, all the things in my collection are not that. So I can't tell you if these handle it properly because CBR, CBZ, as I understand it, are literally archived JPEGs.
Yeah,
you can use UNRAR to extract
RARs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it might support that. I don't have any books to test it on. But the flip side of that, to answer your question, is that what it will do is I found a really good method of when you tap on the right-hand side of the screen, like what normally be turn pages, it will scroll down a little, like a third of the page, it'll scroll, and you tap it again, it'll scroll another third of the page if you're extra wide. And then when you get to the bottom and you tap it, well, then it knows to flip the page and it scrolls up and does that for you. So it doesn't have that exact feature you're talking about that's aware of the panels, but it does have several configurable and somewhat intuitive and fun ways to read comics that don't require that. So it's a middle ground, I guess, is the answer to your question.
So yeah, from looking at, is there a charge for any of these?
Mylar, no. Kavita, no. The reader, and the reader so Kavita has its own native reader, but not on mobile devices. So I paid for, I think it's C Display EX or like Comic Book Display, whatever. It is like a one-time $4.99 charge for Android or iOS. And then beyond that, no charge. Cloudflare is a free account. Both these pieces of software are a free account. I only paid once $5 for the reader. And I figured part of me was like, $5 for a reader. I'm like, to read 8,000 comic books, pretty good deal. I'm okay with that.
That's okay. So the thing that you said right there threw me off completely. So you're saying that Kavita doesn't have a native reader.
Locally it does.
What do you mean locally?
If you were on the network and you open up Kavita, it has an excellent reader built into it. But when you're accessing it outside, the way it feeds data is just streams of data. That reader is not remote. So you need an application that's a client, like a Plex client versus a Plex server.
Well, no, but if I'm outside of my network, I can watch my Plex server. My kids use my Plex server all the time. They're not on my network. They're in their own houses.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing that it doesn't, because each one of those other older ones that I was talking about, the front ends for the comic book library, when you click a comic book, you're reading the book. No matter, it just sounded odd that a front end doesn't have its built-in display system.
Yeah. The thing is, so it's a really good distinction. Plex has a Plex player. Kavita doesn't have a separate application that's a player. It has its server, which has a dedicated viewer. If you want to view somewhere that isn't connected directly to the server, they don't make a client that plays, but they support other clients that do. So that's the extra piece that I had to have because they don't have a remote client that does the reading. So that was the only fee, the $5 fee that Mo was talking about.
Okay.
It's cool. I know both of you probably have digital comics. It's worth looking into because it didn't take much effort. If you want to take a look at mine, I'll give you a login. You can check out mine and see if you like it. It's pretty spiffy.
I mean, I like the Mylar part. I don't know that the Kavita would do anything above what I already have.
Maybe not.
Because all the other front ends that I was using previous were they have the library where I can scroll through all my comic books and they just pull from wherever the comic books are housed and they have their own built-in readers. So sounds like maybe that part I don't need, but the Mylar part is very cool.
Yeah, I got that running. Got it cooking. All right. So that's me talking about comic books. That's a rare first. So
that's different.
All right. So Mo, you really teed yours up like you didn't know what we'd think about it. So what do you have in tech this time?
So you have a house and I have dogs. So you open doors, let dogs in and out. And my wife likes working the yard in and out. So invariably you're going to get some flies in your house, right? It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. If there's one thing in the world that will annoy me more than anything else is there a fly in the house especially ones that just sort of appear out of nowhere and disappear. You can't find it. So anyway, I went out and I got this thing basically it's an electric fly swatter.
Like the tennis racket things?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Let me tell you something. There's something satisfying about hitting a fly and watching a spark. That there is no doubt that you got it when you hit this thing. There's no question anymore. It was funny because I bought this thing and I told my wife about it and she's like, all right, whatever. There was a fly in the bathroom, so she tried it out and she's like, it's horrible. She's like, this is the poor thing. It was like struggling after I hit it. I'm like, to hit it again. That way it's gone.
Spark it once more.
Yeah. What's the problem? They're actually relatively inexpensive. I mean, the one I got was like $30. You get a pair because I'm going to give one to one of the kids. So it's for two basically. But the cool thing is though, this particular one actually has a UV light in it and a stand. So you could set it up like out in your backyard as just like a general bug zapper. You know, you just stand it up, you turn the UV light, bugs fly into it.
Oh, to attract the flies. Well, then you don't get to swat them.
Hey, well, that's outside.
That's no fun.
Swatting flies outside just seems a little overkill. Inside the house, though, it's totally not.
They haven't transgressed against you yet when they're outside.
Exactly.
They're just in your area.
When bugs are outside, that's their domain. I have no problem with it. They come in my house, they're going to die. It's just there's no two other ways about it because I cannot stand bugs for any reason. It just an is thing. So anyways, like I said, it's I wasn't sure how you guys didn't feel about this one. It's actually, like I said, it's kind of like really, the horrible thing is like my grandkids like really love playing with it, hitting bugs with it. I'm not sure what that's doing to their psyche, but what the hell?
They're bugs.
I'm just curious, like, why choose this device and not say like one of the things that have been around for a while now, like 3 or 4 years, where it's the blue light emitting thing that you plug into the wall and it has a little sticky insert and it attracts the flies. Why not just get one of those? It sounds like it would do the same thing, but without the extra arm work, I guess, of swatting.
Well,
and they're usually a little bit more affordable than the thing you bought, I think, but maybe not.
Well, I don't think flies are attracted to UV, flies specifically. I think those are good for fruit flies and some other things, but I don't think flies are attracted to UV. But is it as satisfying? I don't think so.
Why not just get an air curtain for your door?
Again, not as satisfying. No sparking.
Then I wouldn't have to get an electric fly swatter.
They can't come in.
You're missing the part where Mo likes to kill. That's the part you're not getting, George.
Just bugs in my house.
You know what this reminds me of? There was something that I wanted desperately and my wife vetoed some years ago. Do you remember the the fly assault shotgun.
This shoots like salt at it or something.
You pour salt in it and then you pump it up and it has like bursts of air and the salt is like the buckshot and you can shoot a fly from across.
Like shotgun. Yeah, it's like a shotgun.
I wanted one of those. But my wife was certain that I would shoot my daughter and said no. And I mean,
why is that a no still? I don't get
apparently she didn't want me to shoot her. Apparently she didn't want me to, I guess. I mean, it makes you tough.
Why did she think you shoot your daughter?
I mean, because I probably would, because it'd be funny, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Shoot my wife.
It makes a spark. That's why, because it's fun. Because you swat things.
If my wife told me I couldn't have the insect shotgun with salt thing, I just buy it anyway and shoot her. That would take care of both problems.
Are you done resisting? Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
This episode is brought to you by Starbucks.
That is fire. Whoa, that's good.
This might be the drink of the summer.
Okay, I like this one too. I'm rocking with it. Okay.
Try it for yourself. Starbucks Refreshers concentrates are coming home. Find them in the coffee aisle and make it yours.
Welcome to Newbies, the podcast for new moms finding their way through the beautiful, messy, and exhausting first year of motherhood. Each episode brings honest conversations, real postpartum experiences, expert advice, and comforting stories from moms who have been there too. From sleepless nights and breastfeeding struggles to celebrating first smiles and tiny milestones. Newbies is here to remind you that you are never alone in this beautiful journey. New episodes drop weekly. Find Newbies wherever you get your podcasts.
Each episode of Gen X Grown Up has show notes loaded with links where you can learn more about our topics. And there's even more to see and hear over at GenXGrownUp.com.
Wednesday, Larry's on the cheater's diet.
I can always tell when you're lying because you say everything twice.
I'm not lying. I am not lying. Perfect Strangers. Then, school's in session and love's in bloom.
I am a slime ball.
Head of the class after Perfect Strangers. Wednesday. Coming up later tonight, it's Oprah, Pee-wee, and Dudley Moore. All on the world premiere of Dolly tonight.
This is the main event of the podcast. For the 3 in attendance locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time!
Let's get into this game segment real quick. John.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Game you want to talk about is one that you just got a key for and did a live stream. I got a key for, and now I can't do a live stream and submit it to the service because it's already got your live stream. I have to do my own live stream. It wouldn't let me submit that as proof that we covered this product.
Oh, really? All right.
I am interested in this game, so I want to hear what you thought about it.
Yeah. So the game is called Node, The Last Favor of the Antari. And this is not a brand new game. It came out like August of last year, so it's relatively new. The reason it came across my radar, probably yours as well, George, is because I got an email that said, hey, new update. We've updated this cool game. And I saw the artwork is what grabbed me at first. Mm-hmm. It has that look of a post-apocalyptic, super dark, creepy, limbo inside kind of exploration of a world sort of thing that I've looked at tons of games for. And your character is like a little brown robot that kind of looks like WALL-E. Right. And not exactly, but he's cute like WALL-E in a way. Not the design, but... And the premise, so I did. I went and got a key through Press Engine. They said, yeah, if you want to give us some coverage. So I'll do a live stream on it. I'm going to give you the link to the live stream, if you want to throw that down in the show notes.
Sure.
So I fired it up last week and said, let's give it a try. And sight unseen, literally, I had not played the game until I went live, trying it for the first time. This is an award-winning game. It won like Best Indie Game of early 2026 or late 2025. It has, you look at the site, it has all those little maple leafs or whatever they are, the little award things that they've won. And they just expanded it because it used to be you program this robot how to get through things, move forward like a big track. Move forward X amount, then jump, then turn around, like you give it a programming to get over obstacles. And they just recently added a new feature where you can play it like a regular platformer. You have direct control of your little robot. And the premise is that it's a Russian nuclear facility that's had a terrible accident. So they can only send in this robot because he's mostly immune to radiation because people have all been evacuated. They need to stop it from having a big Chernobyl-esque meltdown. I think they even mentioned, it's going to be much worse than Chernobyl if it melts down.
Oh, wow.
Everything so far I really liked about this game. I like the design. I like the premise. I like the story. I like the character. I like the idea of 2 different kinds of control, either programmed or platformer. But Throughout playing this game, I was continually reminded of good game design and areas where this one just kind of strayed outside of good game design. Like there are areas of a game that I call PONT, P-O-N-T, point of no return. Like you're walking along, you fall down this big cliff, you don't get hurt, but you're not going back, right? It's this point in the map where I'm not going to be going back the other way, so I'm here.
What was that acronym?
PONT, P-O-N-T, point of no return.
Isn't that an R?
Point, ponder. Point of no, what?
I was going to say, shouldn't that be P-O-N-R?
Oh, return. What did I? Oh, I'm using the T from return, whatever it is. Point of. George is looking at me funny. I'm like, does he not understand the concept? No, he's double checking my acronyms.
I'm just flabbergasted that the grammar Nazi got an acronym.
It's a lowercase R-E capital T, right? So that's the. No. Maybe it's point of no I don't know. I've heard it called that before. I guess you know what I'm talking about, though. Yes, maybe you can't go backwards. Okay. So there's a point there that happened to me, and I had not yet acquired the skill to have a map. Like what? I was able to miss important parts of the game. The first obstacle I ran into, I got stuck on the obstacle. There's several times, and the camera is really cool and the angles and the look, but sometimes the camera will whip you in a place that the entire screen blanks out because the position of the camera is like on the next level or something. You can't see your character. It's just lots of little design issues. Here's the thing. I think the design is tremendous, but it reminds me of so many other games that you play the game and you go, oh, that's good design. Oh, that's really cool. Look how they forced me to do this without forcing me. They led you like with breadcrumbs to a place or something a little glowy on the right-hand side to push you to that side. One time, my preponderance to explore the map very thoroughly, if they drop me somewhere facing to the right, I always walk left and see what's over there. Limbo taught me that because one of the eggs was over there you had to go get.
Right.
So I started that level. I walked to the left. I fell down one of those cliffs and I couldn't go back and I couldn't proceed in the other direction. And I missed part of the map. I didn't find that out until I went back and tried to play it the other way. And I'm like, I missed all of this before.
Oh, wow.
It's not a criticism. It is a criticism. It is not a lack of enjoyment of the game, but I'll tell you, it has not made me want to go back and play it again, which, we talked about the movie before. A good mark of a movie, you think about it later. Good mark of a game, you're thinking about what could I have done differently in the game. And I was more frustrated than I was enchanted with the world just because of the game design. I know it's an award-winning game. I don't know what it was up against, but I'm curious to see. So if you have a key, George, and you play it, I'm curious to see if you run into, now you know they're coming, but if you run into similar problems with camera and maps and function and stuff like that.
My live stream sounds like playing that game. It's going to be a lot of cussing.
Probably.
So,
yeah. Yeah. Or maybe you'll have a different experience. I wish you luck with it. I don't know that I'll come back to it, but it's also not super expensive. It comes in on a bundle. It's worth playing to see the cool design of the artwork, honestly. So,
gotcha.
Node, The Last Favor of Antari. That's what I played.
Okay.
What do you got in the games segment, Mr. Games?
Well, just like you talked about in the tease, I just wanted to take a little bit of time here at the end of the episode to kind of go back to a game that we talked about in a previous episode and then finally got to do the live stream on, and that's Asteroid 69. Yeah. So this game was brought to me by the game developer themselves. They reached out to me through our Discord server. So if there's any game developers out there, join our Discord server, send me a message. We'll likely end up, promoting your game and playing it on a live stream at some point. This was 4-player Asteroids like mayhem.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted to know what everybody's thoughts were. Is this the type of game, because you mentioned in the last one, John, that you might not go back to Node.
Right. Yeah.
But is this the type of game that you go back to as a single player game? Or is this one you kind of really only want to play as multiplayer? Or do you just not care to go back to it? Because it was very frantic. It was difficult to get used to. I felt like once I got about a third of the way through the levels that we played, because we did complete the game, which was fun.
Yep.
But once I got through about a third of the levels, that's when I finally started to figure it out and get into a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of flow state and whatnot. It didn't prevent me from dying, but still, it was a more enjoyable experience.
Especially the back third. It got crazy difficult.
Oh, yeah. The back third, it just got nuts.
God. It ramped up crazy.
Well, and I think it ramped up because a couple of us died because we weren't necessarily being looked out for by some of the others. And then when we died and lost all the enhancements that we had built up, that made it harder for the team to stay alive because not everybody had triple shots or the bar defense systems or any of those kind of things that were necessary in those later levels. So just what do you guys think?
So it was fun playing with the group. It was definitely a fun game. I enjoyed our time playing it. There were things about the game that bothered me a little bit. Like I was using my Xbox controller.
Yeah, me too.
And you can't turn and thrust at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. The diagonal wouldn't,
the diagonal didn't do anything. So, and which I'm very used to, like when I play these games. Like I'm a big Asteroids fan. I'm used to like doing that, whipping around and turning and doing all that stuff to maneuver. So the maneuvering and moving was a little bit weird to me. Like I had to turn and then thrust and turn and thrust. And some of the visuals got so crazy, I had no idea where I was or what was happening. Like, because there's all these ripple effects and
bombs going off.
And I'm like, I stood still. Next thing you know, I'm dead. I'm like, I had no idea even what killed me. But, I think that franticness was part of what they were going for. Like I think they wanted that kind of feeling out of you, which they definitely succeeded.
They got it.
So, yep. So I don't know if I would go back to it and play as single player, to be honest, but I definitely enjoyed playing it as a group.
Yeah. So I had two reactions to it. My initial reaction was I enjoyed playing with everybody. And at the end, I'm like, whew, I'm glad that's over. But then after a couple of days, I'm like, you know what I could have done differently? You know what would have been cool? You know what I realize now in hindsight? And it's like 100 levels to go through. Each one is like 2-3 minutes or whatever, to go through. Right. And I made the leaderboard. You can make the leaderboard multiple times because every time you die, it starts your score over. So some of us were like 2 or 3 spots on the leaderboard, which is really cool. I think I could get higher in the leaderboard, but I think I would only play this game with a squad. I don't see myself ever firing it up single player.
Gotcha.
Because it's interesting, but it doesn't add enough to the Asteroids, Blasteroids kind of shoot things in space and pickups that I can't get with other games. What it does great is what you kind of alluded to, George, is that if you will pick a class, so like, okay, you guys only pick up these weapons. You guys only pick up these. Right. You have these specials. We need somebody to carry this smart bomb and somebody to carry these blades and whatever. I think you could build out a squad with special tasks that could really min-max this game and get crazy high scores if you work together. That's the part, playing with the mechanics of the game, I think would be fun to do again. And hopefully they fix the little glitches and bugs that, where am I got lost and things like that. They could tune that and, your thrust and turn. I'd like to see that.
I think it's pretty
easy. So I would love to revisit it in, maybe in a couple of months and go, where are we at now? Let's see if we can better our score. Now, you posed the question. What are your thoughts after the fact?
I mean, so I played the game single player a little bit before our live stream just to get a little used to the mechanics and the controls and whatnot. I was okay with it, but I didn't get into the upper levels. Like I think I played it like level 10 or something. And I'm not mistaken. I can't remember for sure, but I thought that I got to some challenge stage kind of places in the single player. Maybe they're not in the multiplayer,
maybe it's structured
or maybe I'm just misremembering.
Okay.
But I remember it kind of felt like Gyrus or Galaga, where you go through a few levels and then you get a challenge stage to rack up some points and stuff, and then you go back. So I don't know if the single player is different in that way. It's interesting to note that this is one of these independent created games. It's a husband and wife team, apparently, right, John? You talked to him, I think.
That's right.
Chatted with him a little bit. I just think that aspect is always very cool. I love independent games because the AAA games, they hire and they employ so many people that those games have to cost $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100, whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm not into that scene because half the time the games come out with the same amount of bugs as this little independently developed game.
Or more.
And I don't know, these games just feel like, if I don't like it, no big deal. Or if I do like it, great. It's a treasure to find.
Right, you
like
found
when GTA comes out, if it doesn't blow my socks off, I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
But if Asteroid 69 doesn't blow me away, I'm like, well, it's still kind of fun. Who cares? It's
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think I enjoyed playing with the team. I think you definitely need to have a cooperative group.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of people just doing their own thing, it's not going to be a good time.
Yeah,
you're going to get frustrated.
It's going to be constantly continuing. You're going to lose over and over. You won't get a high score.
And that continue process is, that could be done a little bit differently.
Mhm.
Like, why do I need to put my initials in every time?
Oh, right.
I was like, can I just put my initials in at the beginning? I understand the need to choose the ship or the weapon type, those kind of things, but there were little things like Mo's talking about with the thrust that I think they could tweak and do better. So I'm with you, John, that in a few months, I'd love to go back and see what improvements are.
And they are working on some updates. They even talked about it in the stream. They have some new things coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we also had a bit of advantage that we had a developer on watching us play.
Giving us tips.
And giving us tips, which, so I think the fact that we needed him to give tips means that something wasn't obvious. Like, which he
a better tutorial is in line.
Better tutorial or something.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know that if you have to pick the same power-ups every single time to get the multiplier.
Not obvious.
That wasn't an obvious thing.
You're not wrong on that, but at the same time, the games that we loved back in the day didn't give you tutorials like that. We just had to put another quarter in and figure it out as we went. Donkey Kong didn't tell you what you had to do, and Galaga sure as hell didn't. You just figured it out from playing and watching. I mean, I kind of like that it doesn't tell you every little thing, because sometimes discovery, even though it might be frustrating in a game like this, sometimes that can lead to a better experience.
Well, and going back to Node that I just talked about, it comes back to game design. It's not that they have to tell you, like, I don't need a pop-up or some dialogue that explains, by the way, pick up 3 of the same one in a row, blah, blah. Right. You don't have to do that, but do something visually to hint to me. Remember I said, like, maybe there's a glowy thing.
Fair.
Maybe if I pick up one, the next one drops and my ship flashes, or it shows me I need that one more.
Right.
Give me an idea like, oh, maybe I should investigate this direction. I think those are the kinds of things that could make this a more mature game without having to have a hyper in-depth tutorial thing. But there's a good middle ground.
Yeah, fair enough.
For sure.
Yeah. I would play again when there's a new update coming. I'd be willing to set it up and do it again. I think I enjoyed it. All right. Asteroid 69, of course, link to that live stream is down in the show notes. Stick around. We'll be right back. If you're a die-hard Gen X grown-up, you can pledge your support by clicking join on YouTube or by becoming a patron at genxgrownup.com/Patreon.
I want to do this.
It'll be great.
I'll be scared.
Just think how glad you'll be when you're all done, and maybe we'll all go to McDonald's.
I'll be glad when I'm done. I'll be glad when I'm done. I'll be... Think McDonald's. Oh, I wish I were already there instead of here playing this song. Oh, I would have a big chocolate shake, a cheeseburger, and also fries. And I would eat my fries myself and not give any to my dumb brother. Hands off, they're mine, all mine. Oh boy, my recital is almost done. It wasn't bad, I'm still alive. And now I can have my chocolate shake, my cheeseburger, and also fries.
Now, as we wind out the back end of the show here, we always like to take just a moment here to talk about the things we're either looking at right now or looking forward to between now and the next time we get together. And I want to start with you, Mo. I want to know what you have on the horizon.
Let's see. So The Vampire Lestat is coming out on AMC. It's a second part to the Interview with the Vampire kind of modernization they did. So it's the next book. Really enjoyed what they did with the first one. So really looking forward to this one. Something that actually already came out, but I'm looking forward to actually starting to watch it, is Star City. That show for all mankind that I love, which is the alternate history.
Yeah. Right.
This is the same story, but from the Russian point of view.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Oh, very interesting. So it starts, you're in the Soviet Union. It has the same thing with but you see the backstory behind the first man that goes up, behind the first woman that goes up, and how it's pure Soviet Russia. There's a thing where they arrest somebody who's actually innocent, and they basically, they're like, we don't arrest innocent people. It's like one of those kind of things, like, we don't make mistakes like that, which makes it kind of terrifying. But you can see how they're competing against the United States. And it's just an interesting point of view, because now the whole United States thing is sort of background. And you're seeing how that background stuff is affecting this story. So it's very cool.
The other side of the same coin. That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And the last thing I'm really looking forward to is Disclosure Day, which comes out June 12th. I have no idea what this thing's about. Something with aliens. It's Spielberg. So sure, I'll give it a shot. Weird croaking noises. Animals.
They really haven't told us. Yeah, we really
I have
don't know.
no idea. But Spielberg is a great storyteller. So I feel pretty confident that the story will be there. Now, is it going to be a great movie or bad? I have no idea, but at least I know it won't be a Backrooms. So
won't be a Backrooms.
I'll be happy with that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. How about you, John?
Yeah, a few things. So the day that this episode drops on June 11th is a new series. I think just 8 episodes. I'll drop at the same time on NBC called Surviving Earth. And this is one of those, we have like the dinosaur documentaries. I'm using air quotes you can't see on the podcast, but and they make up what we know of history, what we know about dinosaurs. This isn't dinosaurs. This is a similar thing about now other more modern extinct animals and what led, we believe, to their extinction. So we kind of get to see animals that, I'm envisioning, I think from the poster, there was like a woolly mammoth, like more modern, not prehistoric, but I guess, I don't know how far back it goes, but I like those kind of scientific-based, postulative sort of documentaries, and that Surviving Earth is about extinct animals. So the next one is a movie that I'm not sure I needed to see or we needed to happen, but Toy Story 5 is coming out June 15th. No matter how many you make, they're still Toy Story movies. They're still going to have a good heart to them. Even if we had plenty after 3, and I know we have a 4 now and a 5, I'm going to see it. I want to see it. Yeah. And then June 22nd, next week after this show drops, I'm making my first trip to Walt Disney World in about 10 years or so since I've been there. The special occasion is one of my favorite rides at Walt Disney World is the Carousel of Progress, and they're redesigning it. They're shutting it down early in July, and they're revamping every scene. Right now, it starts the turn of the century, like the 1890s. Yeah. The first scene is going to be 1969.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Going to the moon, probably.
Yeah, I think it's like, they put them around holidays. There's like the summer of 69, and then there's like a 1980s Halloween night. Then there's the turn of the millennium, 1999, New Year's Eve. And then the fourth one is going to be whatever is modern now. So 2020s, and they can evolve that one over time. That all sounds great, but my daughter and I love that ride, and we're going to go and overdose on the Carousel of Progress. Maybe go 3 or 4 times, however many times we can get in, just to kind of get our fill of it before it's gone. And then we'll go back after it's revamped and check it out then. So, George, how about you? What do you have on the horizon, my friend?
Yeah, a game that came out about a week ago. I'm looking forward to it. I might live stream it tonight, right after this podcast drops. Seventh Guest Remake.
Oh, they remade that.
So, yeah, a whole new remake of the original game from when did that first one come out?
Like, geez.
Late 90s, early 90s?
Early 90s, 92, 93, yeah.
So it looks to be fun. I got a key from the developer, so I'm looking at giving that one a try. On June 19th, there's another Robin Hood story. This one's coming to theaters. It's called The Death of Robin Hood because, he died.
At some point.
Surprise.
Spoiler alert.
It stars Russell Crowe as Robin Hood this time. So we'll see. Anytime they're going to put out a Robin Hood movie or TV show, I'm going to go check it out. It's kind of one of my guilty pleasures, I guess. But the thing I'm looking forward to most, and this is further out than normally I would go, but I'm really looking forward to it. And we have a great time at it every year. So might as well start the promotions now. SFGE 2026. Atlanta, Georgia, over at the hotel. The convention's all there. You just roll out of bed and you're playing video games or board games or whatever you want to do. It's great people that run the show. This year, we're even going to help them with part of the show. We're setting up a special creator corner where other podcasters and YouTubers can come, and equipment will already be set up for them that they can use to record live from the event. So that should be a lot of fun. And I don't know, SFGE, we've termed it the last several years as kind of our fun convention. It's the one we don't go to work. We'll do a panel or two, or maybe host or something like that. We always do a meet and greet the last several years, and we'll have one this year. But that's the convention that we get to go to and unwind and just have a good time. So if you have an opportunity to be in Atlanta, Georgia, it's the last weekend of July or first weekend of August, depending upon how you look at it this year. But if you have the opportunity to be in Atlanta, stop by, come see us. We'll be milling around and having a good time. So I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All of us are, I know.
Yeah, big time.
Okay, that plenty to fill a show, plenty to fill our calendars coming up. Before we let you go for this episode, I do want to thank another returning Patreon supporter over on patreon.com/GenXGrownUp. And I want to shout out Rick L. Now, Rick L is a longtime supporter of ours. He follows our videos. He's commenting all the time. He listens to the podcast. He watches my vlog, everything. I've known Rick in real life in past lives. We worked together decades ago, and we just kind of stayed connected a little bit. And he's a huge supporter of what we do and our venture here at Gen X Grown Up. Rick has medical issues, has ever since he retired. And for a while, he had to stop being a patron. He even wrote and said, hey, I just let you know, like, dude, you don't have to tell us. It's no problem.
Yeah, we get it.
And then as things got a little better for him financially, he came right back. No requirement to. He still has benefit of seeing everything that we do and listening to it. Rick wants to support what we do. Everyone who visits us over at patreon.com/GenXGrownUp has a huge heart like Rick and wants to see us continue and support the arts. Rick, thank you so much for coming back. We're so glad that your situation improved. If you would like to join this tremendous cavalcade of human beings that Rick is a part of, please do pop over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp. You can set up a regular recurring pledge for as little as $1 a month to get access to all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't otherwise get access to, and you'll be supporting the show that you enjoy. So we hope you'll do that. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of the show. Don't worry, though. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another one. But next week, that's our backtrack, where we pick a single nostalgic topic to dig in deep on. And George, would you be so kind as to share with the fourth listener what's coming up next week in the backtrack?
So imagine, if you will, your average all-American family, the nuclear family, so to speak, from the 1950s, and into their backyard crashes a furry, pun-wielding, crazy cat-eating alien. Well, that was the TV show Alf that we grew up with in the middle 80s, ladies and gentlemen.
Allegedly.
We're going to do a deep dive onto that show. I don't know how deep the dive can be considering it's Alf, but we're going to take a stab at it and see what we can do. It seems like something that, eventually we were going to have to talk about, so might as well make it next time.
Got to do it. Yeah, you do not want to miss that one. Until then, I am John. George, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, sir.
Mo, I appreciate you, sir.
Always fun, man.
Fourth listener, it's you we all three appreciate most of all, and we cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Gen X Grown Up is a member of the Evergreen Podcast family. Learn more at evergreenpodcasts.com.
Watching shows till sunrise. Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
The purple pachyderm. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. All right, media. That's from Anchorman.
Oh, Ron Burgundy. Anchorman, yeah.
Ron Burgundy. Exactly.
What's the so there's David Keith and Keith David. Which one was in Something About Mary as the Father? I always get confused between those two guys. There's two actors.
I think it's
their
David
names are reversed.
Keith.
Is that Keith David?
Yeah,
one of them's Keith David. The other one's David Keith, who was in Officer and a Gentleman.
That should be illegal.
Okay.
I know.